Hymgard, a wasteland realm tempered time and time again in the fires of calamity. A world of citadels ruled by ancient gods and rife with the eternal struggle for survival and the lingering threat of plunging back into the chaos of war. Many would call this place a hellscape, but for our story, Hymgard is our stage.
Now, Hymgard is a vast and varied techno-fantasy setting with many secrets to keep and stories to tell. However, as we barrel chaotically towards the launch of our Echoes of Ragnarok stream, I feel it's about time that we spoke about the story we are going to tell and the characters we are going to meet in this setting. For those of you who may be unaware of my homebrew setting of Hymgard, I will put a link at the end of the video to the announcement video, but for now, let me give you a brief overview. Hymgard is a dystopian techno-fantasy setting based heavily in Norse mythology. A vast, chaotic wasteland peppered with citadels ruled by the divine survivors of the cataclysmic battle, Ragnarok. It is a world of magic, reclaimed and advanced technology, fantastical civilizations, and ancient myths and legends. And in our Echoes of Ragnarok stream, we will be exploring the world of Hymgard using the Age system, or Fantasy Age, with the aid of Green Ronin's new Fantasy Age supplement, Techno Fantasy. I have done a video introducing the Techno Fantasy supplement, I will add that here. We're also super excited to announce that we are officially affiliated with Green Ronin Publishing. Green Ronin are best known for the adventure game engine, or Age system, from which there are a number of source books. And as I mentioned earlier, for this stream we will be using Fantasy Age 2nd edition with a few rules taken from the Techno Fantasy supplement. If you'd like to get your hands on these two books, or any of the properties within the Green Ronin Publishing wheelhouse, you can use the code METALGM to get 5% off any order through the Green Ronin Publishing store. I'll put a link in the description. Now, for the story of our stream, our adventure will begin in the bustling town of Vatngarda, a grand and bustling citadel ruled by the ancient Aesir power couple Bragi and Idun, and known across Hymgard for its vibrant markets and exciting nightlife. This is the centralmost citadel of Hymgard, built on the mighty river Ormuna, which splits Hymgard in two and thereby serves as an excellent means of transport for Hymgard's merchants, who flock to Vatngarda to spruik and trade their wares. However, for our brave adventurers, their story begins below the colourful streets of this market city. In the seedy, hidden underbelly of this bright and vibrant citadel, where dark syndicates seek to profit off the bustling trade and commerce above, our rough-hewn heroes soon find their fates entwined in a new adventure. So, now that the stage is set and the system prepared, it's time that we met the characters of our adventure and the players behind them.
Hi there, I'm the Overworked Rogue, a TTRPG content creator, cosplayer, and streamer, and I'll be playing Eric of Midgard. Eric is a Nordman mage who works with the Vagar as an underground criminal doctor. As he is constantly on the run from the Archon Council as a rogue mage, Eric has learned to live in the shadows, but soon he will discover that there is something else trying to pull him into the light.
Rogue has been a great friend and ally to my channels for quite some time, mostly through TikTok, but also recently has been moving more into YouTube and Twitch, which is really cool to see. She is a fantastic creator, her content is always hilarious and really well done. She also has what I would call the most expressive eyes I have ever seen, which is a weird thing to say, but I am super excited to have her on board. Rogue's character Eric has presented some really cool concepts to play with surrounding many of Midgard's major factions, along with the morality of many of Hymgard's fundamental beliefs. But you're gonna have to tune in to find out what they are. I am super excited to play these out.
Hi everyone, I'm Hephaestus Mac. I'm a blacksmith, content creator, and ADHD hobbyist, and I will be playing Hugo DCD Smith. Hugo is a dwarf envoy who has set out on his journey to defeat his 7 other siblings, each trying to become a forge priest. He primarily uses soft metals for his creations, with a dabble of magic here and there just to keep things interesting.
Mac has been a buddy of my channels for a while, but his content originally caught my eye because he does do a lot of TTRPG related content, but he also does a lot of content surrounding mythology, specifically Greek. He also does some really cool metalwork, all from his backyard, I think. His character is a fun and interesting one to play with, being an aspiring Forge Priest. Forge Priests in Hymgard are a Dwarven, or usually Dwarven class. They are essentially smiths who have taken their craft to a divine level, crafting magical artifacts, legendary weapons, and Mjolnir, which are essentially golems. Mjolnir are generally the mark of a true Forge Priest, the general idea being I have gotten so good at my craft that the last thing I made came to life. I am super excited to see how his rivalry with his siblings goes and how his journey proceeds.
Hi, my name is Mootley, and I like to escape the existential dread that is life by pretending to be someone I'm not and playing role-playing games with people that I meet online. I'll be playing Ada, our sea-born elf, in this adventure. Ada was born at sea on the majestic boats of the sea elves and became a watcher on the wall and a follower of Hymgard, and she stood there for decades. And then got bored and decided to go hang out with the people, and then discovered crime and that she was really good at it, and that's where we meet her today.
Moodley is an incredible addition to this team. A passionate gamer, she's played pretty much any TTRPG system you could name, run multiple charity events, and written encounters for published TTRPG resources. She's also a very immersive player, really enjoying the storytelling and roleplay aspects of games, and I am super excited to have her on board. Her character Ada is one of the main reasons that the underbelly of Vartengard is our starting point. Ada has built their world in the shadows of Hymgard and drawn in a lot of the lower class and criminal factions in the process, and I am so looking forward to how that goes.
Hey there, my name's Fracture Plays. I'm a Melbourne-based streamer, dungeon master, and artist with a big focus on all things gaming and TTRPGs. I've worked with some of the biggest names in gaming, and I handmade custom terrain and terrain boards for all your wargaming and TTRPG needs. During this campaign, I will be playing Ulf Sigurdsson, once a scared young boy who was saved by Vyzzie's convoy, now a grizzled veteran seeking to see the world to remind him that there is good in it. His younger years were full of life, and he was taught how to craft and repair tools, hunt and protect those around him by his father, and how to be selfless and care for others by his mother. His biggest goal in life was to take over his father's position in the town as their blacksmith, but tragically, fate had a different plan for young Ulf. Now many years on, Ulf seeks to travel the world and see what it has to offer. See that there can be good in it, and not all is lost. That's all I'm going to say for now, though. Tune in, find out more.
Frax is a good mate of mine at this stage. We've done gaming streams together, hung out at multiple events, and in fact, he's actually helped me out a lot with my streaming and content creation journey. He's a fantastic content creator and streamer, both in the TTRPG and content creator space, and his terrain work, like his miniature painting work, is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. If we ever get to a stream that is in person, I would really, really love to do more with that, and I certainly hope we can. His character pulls in one of my all-time favorite creations in Hymgard, the wandering war god Vali and his convoy city of trucks, Hrothgard. I kinda let myself go a bit crazy with Vali's story and current status, so he's now this sort of Mad Max-style warlord with his roaming convoy of trucks full of old veterans, and I am so excited to bring that into this game. Altogether, this party is looking fantastic. There are a bunch of storylines to unfold, and the party are just excited as I am. We genuinely hope we can see you in our streams. Our first episode of Echoes of Ragnarok will be streamed on Thursday, the 1st of May, 8 PM Eastern Australian Time, with new episodes being streamed every second Thursday. On the other Thursdays, it'll just be me hanging out, chatting with some mates, playing some games, or doing some art. I don't know. Don't forget to subscribe here and over on Twitch, and make sure that notifications are on so you don't miss our first episode. However, if you do miss a stream, don't fret, episodes will be posted every second Friday on my YouTube channel. If you'd like to see an introductory video on Hymgard, you can check out my video here. Or if you would like a crash course on the system we'll be running, the Age system, you can check out my video here. But that's all the time we have for today, so until that first episode, have a good one, y'all.